hold on. I did legs today. Well, yesterday. It's the first time in months, right? I got a Dorito frame, so I'm trying to get that better for all my content in the future. Just so my legs look great, and then also my upper body does. But yeah, it's been wild. It's been wild. But anyway, welcome. Hope you guys are having a good one, even though 9/7/10. Hey, that's not the case. But hey, you gotta keep on striving. You gotta keep on thriving. You gotta keep on living. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. We fucked up. We fucked up. We fucked up. This week was very different. How different, you may ask? There's a lot of things that just naturally did not go the way they should have. No sales this week, which at the same time though, it really pisses me off, right? That was the biggest thing that stopped me this week, because mentally I was getting in my head. We're gonna dive into all the things that kind of went wrong this week, just to kind of give you an idea, right? So I think naturally, I know naturally that myself, my being, my flesh, right? We did not take care of business. We did not handle business correctly. We acted out of emotion every week. We acted out of emotion every day. And that led to a lot of crappy situations, right? I think it stemmed because mentally I was having these time frames where every time I'd get off of work or every time I'd get off of doing the sales thing, naturally I'd have to go to bed, because I have to go to bed in order to wake up at like 7 just to go to work, and then have enough time to have enough sleep to also work out, an hour before. So, I had times throughout the time of the night where once I finished up, I'd feel like I need something. I feel like I need some sort of satisfaction, some sort of thing to make me feel like I did something good today. That short term, slowly my brain was trying to feed me back into the past, back into, say, like porn, back into all that extra crazy stuff. And I was even trying to like fuck around on Tinder and shit. See, that's what was worse about it. I feel like the moment I literally installed Tinder, that was it. that was wraps. Mendoza's whole week was gonna go down the hill, just because I was naturally looking at my phone more. I was naturally trying to just check Instagram, check messages, just to feel some sort of dopamine release. And that's what faltered everything. That's what made everything kind of hit the fan. Shit hit the fan, basically. And throughout my time frame, I was using so much of that short-term mindset, that short-term pleasure, and it was reflected on the sales calls. That's what I love about it, right? You can really find out how you felt that day based off of your call, right? And Conor McGregor brought this up before in the past too, and it's kind of like, obviously I don't know if you guys seen his documentary, but he felt like he was the absolute king. He felt like he was the absolute man, and then he got humbled, right? That's kind of how I felt throughout this week, because the week before was great. The week before I had some sales coming in, everything was good, and I was expecting the same this week, and then I got humbled very fast. And then I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, we can either, one, feel sorry for ourselves and feel like, oh, maybe this isn't worth it, right? I had a few of those moments this week. But that's good. You need to have those, right? Imagine if you didn't. Imagine if you just kept on, winning every single time. There's gonna come to a point in time where I'm gonna naturally know that, I'm gonna get to where I need to get to, especially with hitting 10K a month, doing all that. But there's times throughout this process that that's not the case, man. And it doesn't help sometimes where you see other people that are doing very well, and you can't help but look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, then how come we're not there yet? But you have to remember, everybody's at a different path, man. Everybody's at a different path. Throughout this time frame that I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it part-time, and even then I'm still making sales to where naturally it's like, that is wild that he's part-time and he's making this amount, right? So what I usually do is I keep a chip on my shoulder about it, just because naturally I'm like, I want to get so good that part-time looks like full-time, even though, I'm only working part-time hours. That's how good I want to get. That's how much drive and passion I want out of this. And, to have one of these weeks kind of trample that. It definitely hurt, but at the same time, it is what it is. You can't just let that just shit on you, right? Shit on your fucking cereal, whatever you want to call it. So we must push forward, man. We must push forward. We must keep on striving. Another thing too is, you know, what I fucked up with this week is naturally I didn't do mock calls. I didn't practice. I didn't prep. I just thought, oh, I can hop on these calls and I'll be fine and everything will change. Nothing's gonna change if I don't practice. And sometimes that's how I felt maybe in the past. I played baseball in my life, but a lot of times I would use the games as an excuse to get reps in, which at the end, that's so terrible, right? We'd have our regular practices, of course, and all that, but it's what matters after that too, right? Being in the mind gym, the mental gym, as well as getting extra reps prior to, war, prior to your calls, stuff like that. That's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't holding myself up. And not to mention, there'd be times where I'd sit in my bed and I would just feel like you have people looking up to you, right? So you're doing this service to them if you can't look up to yourself, right? You can't. If you have people that believe in you, but right now you don't believe in yourself, make that make sense. Make it make sense. So there's a lot of stuff. And then another thing I fucked up with is just keep my schedule in line. My schedule was off this week. I wasn't, taking care of business. I wasn't holding myself accountable to what I was supposed to do, and it faltered, and it showed, man. It really did, So there's a lot of things we got to work on this week, and it's an all learning lesson. This week was definitely a solid one, because once again, I'm out in the UK. I'm traveling the world. I'm in the military, of course, right? And I'm still able to do all this all in one. A lot of people ask too, they're just like, how much time? I've had people that have solely tried to help out this, and I'm telling them, like, look, man, this isn't what you think it is. You need to, this is lifestyle based, this is lifestyle based. You can't just do this half-ass, or you can't just expect an opportunity to come to you and then just wait, right? That's one thing for sure. Is some of the people that I have in, obviously, the community, AST, right? AST is our sales community. By all means, if you want to check it out, the link's below in this description. But they would tell me, they're just like, yeah, I'm just waiting for an opportunity to come up. I haven't seen any that, look interesting. And I'm like, why are you waiting? It's like, have you even done sales yet? And he's like, nah, I'm just waiting for one. I'm like, then you're never going to find it. Another thing I learned, which I'm actively pushing towards changing, is at the end of the day, if I'm selling to people and I'm going back on my word about it, say, if they're like, I need to think about it. 9 times out of 10, the people that the responses you get from the conversations that you have in sales are a direct reflection of who you are as a person. So naturally, if you need to think about working out, if you need to think about cleaning, washing the dishes, if you need to think about getting groceries, if you need to think about all this, naturally you're going to have the same response, and you can't get mad. So that's what I'm actively pushing. I'm reminding myself every day, is this something I need to think about, or is this something I actually need to take action? And then obviously take action is the number one thing. I didn't want to make videos today. I didn't want to record today. And I started thinking about it. I was like, why am I thinking about it? Just do it. Just record. Just say something. Yeah. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm not sure how long this is because I have it on GarageBand. I don't have it on voice memo anymore. But I hope it's a good amount of time to where it's not too much. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good one. From top of the world, boundary still exists. The bottom of depths where life still lives. Do you dare to dream? As a matter of fact, do you dare to take the next step? See y'all later.